know that Apple is famous for its design management? Steve Jobs said, Apple itself is a company, but it's a work of art for me. In fact, Atomy is a company that the chairman tries to create as a work of art through design management.
Yes.
So when Atomy becomes a 100 years old company, what kind of artwork do you want it to be?
If I only look at the concept of design, I think that's an artist. But if I think of doing business, for example, the process of mixing technical things with the design is necessary. But if technology is not applied, then it is also just engineering. If design ends just as a design, it's art. But we are people who work and do business management. So, for art and engineering to have a business value, the process of mixing them together
Oh, yes, I see.
is essential. Uh, a cell phone was developed mainly for voice calls, but Steve Jobs um, created a new concept that did not exist before. When Atomy was launched, if it had to position its business uh, in connection with the past, the first thing I thought was that this is not the answer. Because, as you know, our industry had a really bad social perception, a type of business that we did excessively wrong in the past. While thinking whether is this desirable, I thought doing it a little bit better than others would not cut it. I thought such companies should not be established. So, I should go with a completely new concept. What kind of company should I build? Since then, I put up a catchphrase of Atomy will write a new history of network marketing. Therefore, we should not continue the history of our predecessors. But as a way of developing a completely new concept, I put up a catchphrase that Atomy will write a new history of network marketing. Actually, I needed courage to use this catchphrase because I had worries of will this become true? The reason I thought I should write a new history is because existing network marketing companies have had bad social reputations. And why was this the case? What were the reasons? It is because they caused a lot of damage to society. That's why they have such a bad reputation. Then we have to think about what went wrong. Network marketing companies didn't think about the nature of the business. Network marketing is also marketing and just another form of distribution. Then you have to think about what distribution essentially is. It is a method of connecting producers and consumers at the shortest distance. Then there's a distribution channel called network marketing. For example, there are warehouse type discount stores, TV home shopping, internet shopping, road shops, department stores. There are many other distribution channels. Then, can we have a competitive advantage by comparing it with these other channels? It is important to think about the competitors, but they were ignoring this fact and played within a league of their own. While doing so, investment factors got involved when it had to be purely about marketing, investment, or speculation. Of course, there were extreme criminal cases in this industry where people were confined and brainwashed to buy magnetized blankets.
It was like that in the past.
Yes, they were arrested for their criminal activities. Nowadays, normal people with free will have made their own decisions to buy the products. But still, why is there so much damage? That is because investment factors are involved. For example, when I buy something, I'm also buying a right to get additional allowance. But, uh, my expectations for that additional allowance may or may not be realized. Therefore, this is like an investment where not everyone can succeed. An investment always has a risk of failure. If you just buy and sell, there should be no one who loses money. In creating a new company, the nature of the investment should be completely eliminated. I should only think about whether it is mutually beneficial when money and goods are exchanged. So, we are faithful to the basics. For example, you should think, how much is the same product on different distribution channels? If the quality is the same, can we sell it cheaper? If you can't sell it at a lower price, it's socially not worth existing. From the beginning, I thought we shouldn't compete with others in the same industry. We will establish ourselves as a distribution channel that competes and wins against the competitors in discount stores, department stores, TV home shopping, internet shopping malls, and road shops. We made this clear. I thought that we should not deviate from the basic concept of sales and distribution. Beginning from that thought, so as I was thinking about a new distribution design, I remember Atomy was created then. Yeah.
I see.